Hey guys, long time no vlog. I know I've been starting a lot of my vlogs off like that lately, but I'm just trying to get through life. It's just as simple as that. Crazy couple of things that happened the last few days. I didn't vlog all weekend. It is now Monday. I don't even know when you'll be seeing this, but Monday, July 19th. Let me tell you what happened to me. So I had a long week of clinic last week. I finished up my last day at one site, at one clinical site. Cool. Finished my last day at the clinical site that I've been at since February. And I was like, okay, I'm doing good. All I had was pediatrics left. I'm outside, by the way, sitting in a chair in the garage because it is very hot and this is the only way I'm comfortable. The girls are riding their bikes, but I finished out that second site and I was like, awesome, pediatrics is next. I'm supposed to have peds all this week. And I was like, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a little break before, you know, we have a couple of trips before the girls start school. And yeah, lo and behold, Friday, my last day of one clinic, and it was kind of hectic because I had Andres drop off. I bought pizza and candy and stuff, treats for the clinic. And aside from like the gift that I gave to my actual preceptor, because the clinic's been awesome. I'm super grateful that they let me be there for so long, and I just feel part of the team. I've been there for, you know, 5 months. So he met me at the clinic, dropped off the pizzas. Everyone had lunch, cool, perfect. Everyone was like, Melissa, I can't believe today's your last day. I'm like, I know. Deep down, I was a little sad. I may see them in the future. Who knows, you know? And so I was like, oh, I'm a little sad, but it is what it is. I'm grateful that it's done, right? So I finished the day. I ended up, the girls had practice, so Nin helped me maneuver a couple of them. I ended up leaving a tad bit later than I was hoping, but I left, right? Got everyone to practice. The neighbor's dog is out. He's so funny. So got everyone to practice. Melissa and Chibi and I had talked about doing a trampoline park on Friday, right? Because they had the boys and stuff. And so anyway, I was like, oh, that would be so much fun. I knew it was going to be kind of a lot of work for me just because I had to get off my last day of clinic and then go take Emmy to practice, go take Maddie to practice, come back, pick up Autumn. And my mom was gonna watch Everly and then go to, I just knew I was gonna be tired. I had been up since the early morning, but I was like, that'll be so much fun. You probably can already see where this is going. So, got the tickets early. We did like a neon party. Super cool, right? I was in scrubs. I was like, it's fine, it's whatever. I had told the girls that day because I needed them to be in socks and stuff, and they were super excited. They didn't know they were going to get to hang out with the boys, and so they were really excited, right? So I'm tired, but I'm like, it's gonna be fun. I haven't jumped on a trampoline in several years. I think the last time was when Emmy had a party at a trampoline park or something. I don't even remember what birthday it was for. Maybe 10? I think 9 was skating. I don't know. So anyway, it had been a while. So I was like, okay, I got this. I've been working out a little bit more. I'm a little lighter than I was, you know, a month and a half ago. And so I was like, it's gonna be good. Fun. So here we are, jumping around. First off, when we first got there, my brother fell, which if you haven't seen my brother, he's maybe a little bit smaller than me, but he's taller. He's a big guy too. And so him and I were both like, okay, we gotta be careful. You know, we're bigger people, we're a little older, and so we gotta be careful. As soon as we get there, he falls into this like hole because it's dark. It's a neon party. He falls into this hole and kind of rolls his ankle. So he's like, oh man, I hurt my ankle. So he's, you know, trying to shake it off. He eventually is okay and we're able to jump. I'm like, okay, cool. We're playing dodgeball. He's throwing balls at people and hits Melissa in the face and knocks her glasses off. The glass falls out of the frame, and so he had to go home and fix it for her. She can't see without her glasses, so she's holed up in a corner waiting. I'm trying to watch all the kids, and so number 2. And so I was just like, okay, it's gonna be fine, right? So we're all having fun. The kids are doing the rock wall and they're jumping off of these high things and they're having a lot of fun, right? Everyone's like, this is the best ever. I'm like, yeah, it's so awesome. So here I am. I knew my limits, right? I didn't get on things that I knew I wouldn't be able to do. So I'm jumping The last time I was at, this is towards the end of the night, right? We were there from 8 to 10 p.m. was their jump time. And this was around 9:30, 9:35, so pretty close to leaving. I'm jumping on the regular trampolines, like the one, if you've ever been to a jump park, it's like a square and then a platform, like a foam platform, and then a square, and then maybe a rectangle and then a foam platform or whatever. So I'm jumping and I was like, man, I've been wanting, because the last time I was at a jump park, I was able to jump from tramp to tramp. Well, first off, that was a few years ago, and second, I probably was a little smaller. So I was like, I told my brother, actually, I was jumping and I was like, man, I really want to try and go from platform to platform, or tramp to tramp. And he was like, oh no, you can't, like, how would you do that? I said, oh, like this, and I'm thinking I could do it, right? So I did it once, and I was like, I did it. I told him, I said, I did it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. He's like, you did? I said, yeah, I'm gonna try it again. So I'm like ramped up to go again, to jump, 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 and then like jump over the platform. And I did, I made it. I jump, jump, jump over the platform. When I land into the second tramp, which again, I completely made it over, did it exactly the same I did it the first time. I completely made it over, and lo and behold, I hear a pop in my knee. So I've never experienced anything like that, and I should say, I heard it, but I felt it because it was loud in there, so I'm sure I would have heard it if it had been silent, but I felt it, and it was my right knee. I felt a pop, and it, of course, shot me to the floor because I'm a heavy person, and the second I felt it, my knee just kind of like buckled underneath me, straight to the floor, and I was in pretty intense pain. I mean, I would rate it, I didn't cry, but you know, I've cried over less pain over just like the shock of something. So I would say it was probably like a 6 or 7 on a pain scale. Now that's coming from a very, very realistic person when it comes to pain. If you tell me your pain is a 10 out of 10, your arm better be falling off. I mean, you better be in the most excruciating pain you've ever been in your life to rate your pain a 10 out of 10. So I definitely have had worse pain before, but it was a different pain. It's almost like it was just a shooting pain, like immediately just started to like shoot up and down my leg, my knee, and I thought I could walk it off. I thought I could like shake it off, right? So my brother was like, what happened, what happened? I said, my knee, oh my gosh, I think I did something to my knee. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, like trying to, you know, like shake it off. It wasn't happening. So I said, I'm done. I was like, I'm gonna go sit out. He's like, okay, are you sure? Can you walk? I said, yeah, I think I can walk. So I get up, and of course, like I could walk, but putting pressure on my leg, on my knee, it was painful. So here I am hobbling along. So I go sit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. I'm like trying to move different ways. I'm like, dang it, it's not getting better. So I knew, like, I knew something had happened. That's just like what I felt in my gut. I knew it. So I'm sitting there. I couldn't sit like on an actual seat, so I kind of slumped myself onto the side of a pole on the floor because it was putting less pressure on the area. And so a couple members came and they were like, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, no, I think I messed up my knee. They gave me an ice pack, so I sat there with an ice pack for a little while, and it was probably 10-15 minutes later, my leg, so the lateral aspect of my right leg started to go numb from my knee kind of to like mid-calf and mid-thigh, that whole area. Just the right side though. The inside was fine. The back, the front was fine, and I could feel my knee was stable because I could move it around and I could put pressure on it, and it didn't hurt. It was really a weird sensation. So started to go numb, and I was like, okay, I can't sit like this. Like I could barely, it was making me feel nauseous and dizzy, and I was like, I need to go sit in the car. So I told Autumn, I said, go tell Chubby I'm gonna go sit in the car. As soon as y'all are done, you can come out, right? So I went to go sit in the car, and it just got nauseatingly more painful. So I was like, ah, crap. I told, as soon as they were done, I told my brother, I was like, I really don't think I'm gonna be able to drive, especially because it was my right knee. I said, you know, would you mind? Andres is at work, mind you. My mom has Everly. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I really think I messed up my knee. I don't know what happened. She's like, oh no, like my mom knows what it feels like to mess up your knee, especially being a bigger person and stuff, you know. So she was scared for me, and I was scared because I was like, what did I just do? I just ruined everything. All I kept thinking was I tore something and I'm gonna need surgery, and I just put myself out of commission for 4 months, you know, that's all I kept thinking. And so I think at that point I started to cry more out of anger, feeling sorry for myself, not necessarily the pain. So I told my brother, I said, I think you're gonna have to drive. You know, why don't, Mom said she'd come to the house and watch the girls because again, Andres is still at work. And I said, I'm going to go to the ER just to make sure I didn't fracture anything, because at this point I could put pressure, but it was very little. And so I had him drop me off at the ER. They took the girls back to the house. My mom sat here at the house with them so they could go to bed because they had had a long day too, and was in the ER. And actually I wasn't there for very long, which I was grateful for. No fracture. So I got an x-ray. That's pretty much all they can do at a standalone ER. So I had an x-ray and it was clear. Everything looked good. Knee joint was stable. Nothing was out of its socket. And I didn't have any even, you know, hairline fractures or anything, which I was grateful for. So then my next thing was, okay, I must have torn something. So I it was the weekend, it was Friday night. So I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get an MRI probably over the weekend. So I'm going to have to wait. So I know this is a long drawn out story, but it kind of preludes to what I'm at right now. So I went home. It took me forever to get upstairs, forever to get in the bed, but I did. I said, okay, I'll see how I feel over the weekend. And all I kept thinking was like, I kept going in and out of, man, I just messed up everything. I messed up my last week of clinic, I messed up the trip, I messed up everything. And I was beating myself up because I'm like, I should have known my big old butt should have been on the trampolines. And I just, oh, I was so mad. So anyway, I went home, rest. I did RICE, which is rest, ice, compression, elevate. That's what I did. Never got swollen. I had it wrapped at the ER, and they offered me crutches, and I was going to get some, but I didn't want any like crazy pain meds. I just had ibuprofen, nothing crazy, right? I wanted to see what my body would do, essentially. So came home, I did just that. I elevated it, rested, everything. Woke up Saturday and I was like, okay, I could put, even the doctor at the ER, because I came in hobbling into that ER. I mean, hobbling. He's like, I thought you broke your ankle the way you were walking. I was like, I couldn't put any pressure on my knee. When I walked out, I was feeling a little bit better. It was a little easier to get out. So I was like, okay, I'm good. Saturday, woke up and I woke up Saturday and I was able to put more pressure on it. I could walk, it wasn't in so much pain. I said, okay, took ibuprofen kind of throughout the day. Saturday was feeling pretty good. Saturday night was even better than Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, doing good, doing good. And still no swelling, no redness. I was having Andres do all the maneuvers to check for all the ligament tears. I was walking him through it. He was watching YouTube videos so that I could test, because it was too hard to test on myself. I was like testing, rotating different ways to see what I could have torn, and everything felt fine. It wasn't tender to the touch, but I could still feel like inside was not feeling great. So wake up yesterday, even better. I'm like, whoa, like I have barely any pain. I thought I freaking blew my knee out, and I had barely any pain yesterday, and I'm feeling about the same today. So I can extend it, I can flex it, I can move it in, and I can move it out. When I move it out, I do have a tiny, what feels like a pull sensation, not pain. Like I said, still no swelling, still no redness, still no tender to the touch. I can push any part of my knee. I can maneuver my knee joint and my knee cap, and nothing hurts. So it's the strangest thing. From that pop that I felt, I really thought I just completely was going to need surgery for correction. So I don't know what's going on. I really want to still get an MRI, but unfortunately I had to reschedule my at least a couple of days of clinic because I can't risk being on it for, you know, 9 to 13 hours, which is what my clinic hours were, and risk doing anything else to it. So when I'm inside, I continue to elevate it even though I'm not having any pain. I've been trying to walk on it a little bit just because I get really stiff if I'm laying down for too long, but it's very manageable. I didn't have to take any pain medication yesterday. I haven't taken anything today, and I'm just praising the Lord above, because for the amount or the least amount that doesn't make any sense. For the pain that I have and the amount of pressure I'm able to put on it, tells me that I didn't fully tear. I may have sprained or stressed, but I didn't fully tear, because I would not, especially at my size, be able to apply the kind of pressure I am and extend and rotate like I have been able to. And I'm just so grateful, but I honestly cannot believe it. And I would say, stay away from trampolines. That's the thing you should take away from this. And although that's so crazy, because I did fine. I was literally jumping around. It was just the jumping to jump, like over. So in the future, I would, if I fully recover, I probably would jump, but I'm never jumping over again. That's what that boils down to, because I just cannot believe. I cannot believe after I jumped for hours the entire night, and I was feeling so good about myself because I was feeling strong, and just completely tanked my confidence. So I'm just trying to recover. It's what I'm doing. I was able to drive. I had to go put gas in the van. So I was able to drive slowly because I don't know what my reaction time would be if I had to slam on the brakes. But that's where I've been, trying to heal my knee, which is why I have not vlogged, which is why I have not updated you guys on anything. So if you could say a little prayer for my knee, that'd be great, because I just have too many things to worry about right now to have a knee injury. And clearly, if I have a knee injury and it is what it is, I'll do what I have to do to take care of my body. But bottom line is, I really would prefer to not have a knee injury. So clearly I'm doing okay, but that's where I've been, if you've been wondering. So kind of a crazy story. I just super shocked. I've never hurt myself before like that. Never. I've, you know, hurt my back or whatever, but never any part of my body like that. It was truly traumatizing. I can just hear the crack and pop in my head. It stinks. So anyway, yeah, again, if you are the praying type, a little prayer for my knee and my recovery would be greatly appreciated. I do plan on going back to vlogging. I was actually hoping to be back to normal this next week, but I am unfortunately going to have to extend my clinic out. So it is what it is. I'm grateful that I was able to finish early so that I have the room to extend it, because it really could have sucked. I could have had lots of hours to go and not have the wiggle room to be able to do this. So here's to a smooth rest of my recovery and to being able to maintain clinic and trips and stuff, and yeah, we'll see. So anyway, that was a quick, not even a quick, a long update of what's been going on. I'm so sorry if you've messaged or left a comment or anything I haven't gotten back. It's not that I don't want to. I just have been trying to, like I said, rest and recuperate my body with still trying to keep up with my kiddos and stuff like that. My mom is awesome. She kept them. She was already planning on having them spend the night over the weekend, and so she kept them for the majority of yesterday. And luckily Andres was off all weekend, so he was able to help me. But with him going back to work today, I'm kind of on my own. So yeah, I'm hoping and praying that it just continues to get better and I don't have to have surgery. That's what I just keep going back to. I can handle a few weeks of relaxing and taking it easy if I don't have to have surgery. So anyway, I thought I would give you guys an update. I hope you're all doing well. I miss you guys. We'll see you when I get back to being better.